Hello and welcome to our top 10 sports betting tips. In this video, we will be sharing with you some expert advice on how to improve your sports betting skills and increase your chances of winning. Tip number 1, do your research. Before placing any bets, it's important to gather as much information as possible about the teams, players you're betting on. This includes analyzing any stats, studying game film, and tracking any key injuries and any other factors that could affect the outcome of the game that you're betting on. Tip number 2 is set a budget and stick to it. This may be the most important tip of all. It's easy to get carried away with sports betting, especially if you're having a good run. To avoid overspending or making impulsive bets, it's important to set a budget and to stick to it. I recommend 1 to 2% of your bankroll, depending on the bet. Tip number 3, don't chase your losses. If you're having a bad run of bets, it can be tempting to try to make up your losses by placing bigger bets than normal. This is a dangerous mindset to have, and it can lead to even bigger losses. You can lose your entire bankroll. Instead, try to stick to your betting strategy and wait for a good opportunity to come along. Tip number 4, don't bet too many games. It's important to focus on a few games rather than spreading your bets too thin. We just don't have the time to research all games. By just selecting a few games, this will allow you to do more in-depth research and make a more informed betting decision. Tip number 5, shop around for the best odds. Different sports books will offer different odds on the same games. By shopping around, you can find the best odds and potentially increase your earnings. Websites like Action Network will show us the odds for many of the sites that are available to us in the U.S. Some of the U.S. sites that are available are DraftKings, FanDuel, and BetMGM. Tip number 6, use a variety of betting types. Don't just stick to one type of bet. Mix things up. Use different bets such as money line, point spread, over under. My personal favorite is player props, and I also like betting on game props. Tip number 7, don't just focus on the favorites. It can be very tempting to always bet on the favorites, but they don't always win. Consider betting on underdogs as well, as they can offer good value and potentially lead to bigger profits. If you can effectively pick underdogs in sports betting, you will be a winner. Tip number 8, be patient. Don't try to force a bet. If you don't see a good opportunity, it's better to wait for the good opportunity to come along rather than trying to force a bet that may not be wise and cost you a lot of money. Tip number 9, keep track of your bets. It's important to keep track of your betting history so you can go back and look at what is working, what is not working, make the proper adjustments so you are a better sports bettor going forward. Tip number 10, have fun. Sports betting should be enjoyable, so don't take it too seriously. Remember to always bet responsibly and never bet more than you can afford to lose. In my opinion, sports betting is one of the most enjoyable activities you can do.